Hey, Bills Mafia, welcome to Victory Monday, where we're going to discuss this awesome game. 5 turnovers for the Buffalo Bills versus the Commanders, and we're going to slightly merge into this Dolphins game, a quick turnaround. No, everyone wanting to move right on to the Dolphins, but I'm saying tonight we're going to celebrate this win versus the Commanders. Talk about the good, talk about the great that has occurred. TB, Terrell Bernard, this middle linebacker, presenting things for this defense that we have not seen in the McDermott era. But comments, questions, concerns, get them in the chat. Angel says we need to have our A game next Sunday. Enough said. Talking about squishing that fish. We definitely need that A game. Fong says, hey, how you doing? How you doing? I think first things first, we got to give credit where credit is due. You know how we do at BNC. Bills Mafia traveled in full force in rainy hurricane conditions. Look at this crew here with all the chicken wings on their head. What a great outing it was. And in Sean McDermott's press conference interview today, he even said, man, you guys need to be asking more questions about the fans. I want to hear more about Bills Mafia. And you could see how well we traveled. All the fans showing up here. Bills players, everyone saying on defense, it was louder on defense. It was louder on defense for the Bills, And you could just see, even in the videos pregame, all the blue, white, and red out there in the stadium, completely balling out of control here. But look at that Buffalo number 17. But I just wanted to flip through some of these pictures here. Show some of the best fans. We have the best fan base in the world, and DC is about 10 hours, 10 and a half hour drive. The commitment here, everyone going there. But like Sean McDermott said, we got to give credit where credit is due for Bills Mafia, making it feel like a home game. I know Josh Allen never playing in that stadium before, never playing on that grass, but we obviously prevailed here, and it really stemmed away with our defense. Nelly says, squish that fish. We're going to be squishing that fish. That's for sure. Make sure you answer on that poll too as well. Are you guys celebrating Victory Monday, or are you guys moving right on to the Dolphins? Let me know. Answer that poll. We're going to finish that in a little bit, but we need to discuss exactly what is occurring for the Buffalo Bills offensively as well as defensively. And now defensively, we see the 5 turnovers, right? Trey White, Micah Hyde, Terrell Bernard, AJ Epinesa, all getting interceptions, and then Taron Johnson forcing a fumble where Terrell Bernard scoops it up for the fumble recovery, which is just absolutely dynamite. And I really think this is what the Bills' intentions were this offseason. And I've been discussing it. If you watch the video I released earlier today, the evolution of this defense. We always talk about the evolution of our offense, but how about the evolution of our defense? Understanding our team as a whole. Sean McDermott being a coordinator now, having a pulse on this defense, also understanding the fact of the recipe to win. Josh Allen running up the score on opposing teams, forcing opposing offenses to pass the ball, and the Buffalo Bills now have 2 coverage linebackers that are going to be presenting a lot more turnovers for the Buffalo Bills, and we've already seen it. Terrell Bernard balling out. AJ Epinesa even getting his hands up in the air. But let's just take a look at some of the photos from the game here, some of the highlights, as well as this offensive line. Got to give credit where credit is due. Offensive line is balling out. Stephon Diggs leading the Buffalo Bills in total receptions and reception yards. You can see just some awesome pictures here. Leonard Floyd was banged up this week, had back-to-back sacks, utilizing that speed rush on the edge. Just see AJ Epinesa in that pick six, a 6'6" frame, with his hands up in the air. So he's 6'6", his hands go above his head, and he's jumping as high as he can go against 6' Sam Howell on that pick six. Terrell Bernard becoming a name, becoming a staple on this Buffalo Bills defense. Back-to-back weeks with interceptions. Absolutely incredible for Terrell Bernard. Wise beyond his years. AJ Epinesa finally coming into his own. Tyler Bass didn't miss a freaking kick. Stephon Diggs, we all know the game that he had. Some great shots here, some great pictures. But guys, comments, questions, concerns. We got Jamal in the chat here. Buffalo have a star quarterback, so that's a plus. We definitely do. Josh 17 is definitely a star quarterback. Says the run game will be huge in the game coming up for the Dolphins. And really it's about merging what the Buffalo Bills have done to this point and looking at what the Dolphins have done too, right? And we're going to take a look at some of the highlights of the Dolphins matchup versus the Broncos. And the first point I want to make regarding the Dolphins here is we're not the Broncos. We're a lot better team than the Denver Broncos. We are a lot better defense than the Denver Broncos. If you take a look at what occurred, Denver playing a soft zone coverage, not jamming any of their wide receivers at the line of scrimmage. We all know Miami has a ton of speed on that team. They had 70 points without Jalen Waddle. Jalen Waddle was out that game. It's just unbelievable to understand. But the Broncos, right? They've never played, Sean Payton's never played the Dolphins, right? Mike McDaniel and Tyreek Hill. He hasn't been in the league. He hasn't seen them and faced them. The Bills, fortunately, has gone against Tua several times. We've seen Mike McDaniels. We understand how to play them. And one way you slow them down is by jamming them at the line of scrimmage. You slow Tyreek Hill down by jamming him at the line of scrimmage. Sometimes they put him in motion. They'll put him in motion so he's already having a running head start by the time that ball gets snapped. So it's very hard to get your hands and jam at the line of scrimmage. But any sort of jam at the line of scrimmage slows the Dolphins wide receivers off their routes just a little bit, forcing Tua to hold on to the ball a little bit longer, allowing our pass rush, who he's going to have nightmares about. We all saw AJ Epinesa, what he did to him last year, what Matt Milano has done to Tua. Tua has taken some of his biggest hits against the Buffalo Bills. But guys, comments, questions, concerns, we're kind of merging this Victory Monday onto the Dolphins. It's been a quick little turnaround. Everyone's hyping out. Buffalo Bills, 5 turnovers last week versus the Dolphins, 70 points. Who's going to win? Who's going to finally stack up? I think the Bills are going to prevail, and we're going to get into why. But Sophia, appreciate you joining every night here. I'm stoked to see that the PFF grades for the O-line. Hope you review them. I'm sure they're great. I haven't seen them yet, but I'm sure they're great. Spencer Brown, Osiris Torrance, Connor McGovern, all these guys have really, really stepped up this year. And we know Mitch Morris, Deion Dawkins are foundational pieces on that offensive line, just balling out of freaking control here. I mean, the best defensive line in the NFL with Chase Young, Montez Sweat, Jonathan Allen, and Daron Payne. Are you kidding me? They were shut out. Only 1 quarterback pressure and 0 sacks on Josh Allen yesterday. That is absolutely insane. Now we credit, Ken Dorsey, credit this scheme because we are having tight ends. We are having additional pass blockers. We're having 6, 7 guys in pass protection on given plays. So this offensive line is definitely getting help. But what we're doing is we're mixing in a balance of it. We're mixing it in throughout the game where defensive ends, they can't tell if they're going to get chipped, if they're not, and it ultimately slows them down. They don't have a free rush at the quarterback because they don't know what is going to happen here. Megan, I had no idea AJ Epinesa was that big. 6'6", hands in the air, and I don't know how. I think he could jump at least 30 inches too. I mean, you got to think he could probably jump 2 feet additional. So Sam Howell at 6 foot is basically having to jump over. I mean, throw over 9 feet. I mean, that's insane. It's absolutely insane. So AJ Epinesa batting the ball, picking it off, running it into the end zone. Unbelievable. Darlinda Staples says what it's gonna be like when Miller gets back. Domination is what's gonna happen. Von Miller is just gonna bring that added edge, especially in crunch situations on crucial downs where we need a sack. Von Miller will come through for us. And the attention to Von Miller is going to free up other defenders on this defensive line even more. Right now, we've been using Greg Rousseau on both sides. He's been playing the right. He's been playing the left. Leonard Floyd He can mix both sides, but he's been kind of in Von Miller's spot. And I think when Von Miller comes back, we could see, especially on third and long situations, we could ultimately see a situation where we have Von Miller, Leonard Floyd, and Greg Rousseau on that defensive line at the same time. Really think about it. That 3rd and 19 yesterday on Terrell Bernard's interception, unbelievable. But how nice would it be to have Von Miller, Leonard Floyd as those perimeter edge speedy defensive end edge rushers with Greg Rousseau as a D tackle lined up in there, bringing some interior speed as well as the reach we're talking about right in the face of the quarterback, right over that center. You know, Rousseau, he even says he likes stunning, right? He likes kind of starting on the DN spot and stunning and coming in over the center and guard. And Sean McDermott has definitely done that. And you get Rousseau going in there, another 6'6", 6'7" guy. When he gets his hands up and jumps, you're looking at 10 feet. The quarterback has to throw over. And Tua's a short quarterback too. You know, I think Tua and Howell are the same height. They're the same exact height. And we got some Tarzans on this defensive line, Bills Mafia. Jamal says keep Tua on the sidelines and put touchdowns on the scoreboard. I love that comment. Yeah, you know, and I believe Bills are definitely going to want to have some long, sustained drives, keep our defense fresh. You know, the more our defense is out there going against Tyreek Hill and all the speed on the Dolphins team, they didn't even need Jalen Waddle last week. And we know he's probably going to be a go this upcoming week, and all the speed that he has, we need to focus on keeping our defense fresh. Long, sustained drives. Josh Allen needs to maintain his highest completion percentage in the NFL, coupled with Ken Dorsey's short passing game and scheme. We're getting Josh Allen under center a little bit more this year, and it's just really, really working out. We're utilizing play action under center. We really have not seen that in the McDermott era. We have not seen that in the McDermott era. Brian Daboll did not do that. Whether Josh Allen wasn't comfortable enough at that point, but Josh Allen is really working on his play action game here under center, and it is paying dividends big time for the Buffalo Bills. Big time. Big time. And again, we need to jam these wide receivers at the line of scrimmage. The Broncos were letting them run freely. You don't let these fast wide receivers run freely off the line of scrimmage. You got to jam them. You got to knock them off their route a little bit, and then you got to react and recover and hope that our pass rush gets to Tua by the time he could get it out. The Dolphins are a system offense. They are a system offense. Tua is a rhythm thrower, meaning he gets the ball and he holds on to it and he needs to get it out. If the play gets extended, that is not Tua's game, and Tua is going to be in a lot of trouble. So if we could somewhat time our blitz, our pass rush with our coverage, you know, if our pass rush gets to Tua, if we could bet on our pass rush getting to Tua by a certain time and time it with our defensive coverage, we should be right there for an interception. But again, it's very hard to time. It's very hard to judge Tyreek Hill, especially if you're trying to jam him at the line of scrimmage and you whiff. I mean, there's a lot that can happen there. Tyreek Hill is crazy good. He is crazy good. Darlinda says, awesome offensive line. We have been balling out on the offensive line. I know Miami definitely has a good offensive line too. I smell the Super Bowl. Spears says, oh, baby, it's a little early for that, but definitely every season it's the roadmap to the Super Bowl. That's for sure. Josh is due for a 5 or 6 touchdown game. He's got it in him. This is T. Dobbs. If he plays like he did in the playoffs against the Patriots or when he threw 4 consecutive touchdowns to Gabe Davis against Kansas City. And we all know Josh Allen really does play well against the Miami Dolphins. Last year in Miami in that extreme heat was kind of not us. You know, they didn't really see the true Buffalo Bills. And then we play them again here in Buffalo. And of course, we all know Tua wasn't there. Tua was out. So it's a little bit different. We really don't know what to expect here. Tyreek Hill is definitely a dynamic threat. We know him all too well with Kansas City and what he's done to us. So the familiarity that we have with him, the familiarity that the Bills defensive players have with him, Micah Hyde, Jordan Poyer, Trey White, we've all gone against Tyreek Hill multiple times. But Sean McDermott said it best. Sean McDermott said it best is that he's reinventing Mike McDaniels, the offensive genius and head coach for the Miami Dolphins, is reinventing offense as we see it. He's coming up with creative plays, coming up with unique plays. And those shovel passes that we've seen yesterday, beating the Broncos on these shovel passes, they were in the I formation. Okay. The Dolphins having Tua under center in the I formation, utilizing play action, the running back faking like they're going to run it out wide, like a sweep out wide, right? In a play action. And then the running back stops and it's a quick little shovel pass to him and he sneaks around. I mean, a creative genius. He's reinventing, he's drawing up brand new, unique plays. And it's just an amazing thing to see. Ken Dorsey is doing the same. That touchdown that Devontae Adams scored against us on the first drive of the game against the Raiders was also a play action I formation. And it was a play action, then a quick pass to Devontae Adams. It was almost like a screen, a play action screen, and Devontae Adams walked into the end zone. Now, a lot of people were upset that they had a legal offensive lineman downfield. It wasn't called. But what did we see against the Commanders? Ken Dorsey actually schemed up that exact same play and called it against the Commanders, and it went for a decent game. Now, will the Buffalo Bills scheme up this new little shovel pass attack that the Miami Dolphins have? And it is a great, great shovel pass. And we're going to get into some highlights in a second here. Just want to touch on all your comments here. Megan says, I want us to destroy Miami so bad. So sick of seeing their highlights everywhere today, overshadowing our amazing game. Squish the fish. I love that comment, though. Yeah, a lot of people just hyping on Tua, hyping on Tyreek Hill. And you gotta think. I mean, 70 points hasn't happened. The last time it happened was 1966. I mean, the Miami Dolphins are for real. They are absolutely for real. To be capable to put up that many points is definitely a scary thing. But again, the Bills are a much better team than the Denver Broncos. Our defense is a much better defense than Denver Broncos. Josh Allen in this offense is a much better offense than the Broncos. Like, we're going to have much more sustained drives. We're going to have a lot more time of possession. Our defense should be a lot fresher during the game. I think we should definitely fare well against the Dolphins here. And we're going to get into some clips of this Mike McDaniel's high-powered offense and how I really think the Bills should play him. And I think Sean McDermott is going to play him after experience in playing them in the past. So everyone says, agreeing with Megan's awesome comment there. Darlena says, I love your show. I appreciate that so much. Makes me happy hearing comments like that. Kincaid will have the balls coming his way. Dalton Kincaid, the Terminator. You guys can see the Dalton Kincaid Terminator shirt. I have a link in the description too on Buffalo Fan Shop. We have the Rambo Knox shirt right now, and also the Terminator Dalton Kincaid. You guys can check that out. Free shipping too. Megan says, I wanted Kyle Brandt to get hyped over the game this morning too, but it was all over Miami. Ugh. We got to squish that fish. No turnovers too. Great comment, Delinda. Great comment. We need to have 0 turnovers. And that's what this season has really all been about. I started this live video talking about having 2 coverage linebackers, TB and Matt Milano, and what they ultimately present for the Buffalo Bills here in 2023. Understanding that Josh Allen and the recipe to win for the Buffalo Bills is to run up that score offensively, to take teams out of running the ball. Because when you are down in games by 2 or 3 possessions, running the ball keeps that clock moving, and it makes it a lot harder to come back. It's a lot harder to have chunk plays and come back later in the game. So the Bills force teams to pass the ball simply because our offense is so good and we run up that score. So knowing that, it makes sense to have 2 coverage linebackers defensively that are going to be fighting against the pass majority of the time. Since we're running up the score offensively, we needed 2 coverage type linebackers. And this is the evolution of the Buffalo Bills, evolution of our offense, but the evolution of our defense. And I've been saying this, we drafted Tremaine Edmonds and Josh Allen the same exact year. We had no idea Josh Allen. We hoped that Josh Allen would become what he's become, but we had no idea he would become what he has become, the best quarterback in the NFL, running up scores. So we've kind of adapted to that. We've evolved our offense into what it is. And I know we are more balanced this year. We are establishing a run with James Cook, Latavius Murray, and Damian Harris, which is clearly the best running back group that we've had here in an awfully long time. So, and a lot better than last year. You're looking at Zach Moss, Devin Singletary, and James Cook as a rookie. We all know this running back crew is a lot better this year. But just Terrell Bernard fits this team a lot more. The turnover differential for the Buffalo Bills in 2023 is about to get shattered compared to last year. Last year, the Buffalo Bills defense, we had the fourth most turnovers defensively, and offensively, I think we had the fourth most turnovers, right? So we were giving up the ball offensively the most in the NFL, top 5 most in the NFL, and also having the 5 most takeaways defensively. So one, Josh Allen getting rid of turnovers this upcoming year, right? Speaking about it this offseason, saying, I don't want to turn the ball over. We got to get rid of the turnovers. And now with 2 coverage linebackers, we're going to be getting more turnovers defensively. So not to keep going on and on about it, but the Buffalo Bills turnover differential in 2023 is going to be a lot better than last year. And we all know what turnovers do for winning games. Jamal says Trey White will need help over the top. He's got some good help, though, with Jordan Poyer, Micah Hyde, and I really think we need to make sure our pass rush gets to Tua. The Broncos just were not getting to Tua, and they weren't jamming at the line of scrimmage. Tyreek Hill was running freely, unjammed at the line of scrimmage, sprinting down the field and finding the holes in the zone coverage. It's very tough to play zone against the Miami Dolphins unless you time your pass rush and hope that they're going to get to Tua by a specific time, right? Or you play a man, which is awfully dangerous because if you play a man, that cornerback who normally has eyes on the play turns their back and it could be a run, right? It could be a run. They could do some different stuff, and that's not the Buffalo Bills DNA defensively. So to take us out of our zone that we want to primarily play zone, and have us play man all game, it'd be tough. It'd be tough, but it really starts with jamming at the line of scrimmage, knocking them off their route slightly, even if it's a millisecond, anything to slow them off their route. The Broncos didn't do that once, and they didn't blitz at all. You have to have pressure and you have to knock them off their route. That is something that we have learned here with the Buffalo Bills going against Tyreek Hill. That's why I like Kaiir Elam too. Kaiir Elam going against Tyreek Hill, just because Kaiir Elam being a press corner, right? Being good at press, being good at jamming wide receivers. If you just locked him up on him, being great on press, and you just tried to beat Tyreek Hill up all game. And I know they do send him in motion, and they have them in motion as the ball is getting snapped. Makes it very, very tough to jam them at the line of scrimmage. So you just need to try and slow them down. Time to slow them down. But Megan says Benford showed us a couple weeks ago he has some speed. We're going to need to have him turn on that extra gear this week. That's for sure. Christian Benford is doing a great job. He's doing a great job. Sophia says Dolphins need to come back down to earth. Our Bills are perfectly poised to do just that. Thump them and make them question their purpose in life. Woo! Dang. I'm telling you, Bills Mafia is ready for this game. Yeah, they're so hyped up. And I think last year losing to them in that extreme heat game, it got them all hyped up. It got the fan base all hyped up. They're thinking, I really think they think they're better than what they are. They're thinking their fans are thinking they're better than what they are. Tua is short. Tua is a system quarterback. I mean, I don't want to take anything away. 70 points is absolutely insane. Mike McDaniels is a creative genius. Like Sean McDermott said, reinventing the game, reinventing offenses here, scheming up things that the NFL has never seen before, like those shovel passes, those play action shovel passes are like, what? Those are so insane and so deadly. We have to prepare for that. It's so easy for a linebacker to over pursue because you're playing the run and then the running back stops and then you pass it. There's a lot going on there. We always talk about the Bills this season utilizing those delayed routes, having the tight end go out blocking first and then go out for a pass. So the linebacker thinks, they don't have to pay attention to him because he's blocking. and they switch it up and they switch it up. So I think we're gonna have their number. We're gonna have their number a lot more so on the Broncos, simply because we play the Dolphins twice a year. We've played Mike McDaniels. We're familiar with Tyreek Hill. We're gonna be a lot better shape than Sean Payton, the Broncos. We're a better team too. The Broncos, come on now. Jamal says Mike McDaniel, I love using speed to beat defenses. Exactly. That's all he's got. That's all he's got. And he's got a system quarterback, but he's catered this offense around a system quarterback. Tua is very accurate, very, very, very accurate, and he could deliver the ball clean. But if he gets these 6'6" guys in his face, if you get him off his spot, if he's got to move a little bit, that is not Tyreek Hill. If he's got to extend the play, that is not Tyreek Hill. And come on, AJ Epinesa, Matt Milano, we talk about putting Sam Howell through the washer, putting him through the ringer. 9 sacks yesterday. Are you kidding me? We got to do the same thing with Tua. No, he learned how to fall. I know he learned how to fall, but we got to squish that fish. We got to squish that fish and make Tua fearful of the Buffalo Bills. That's right. Onito says Miami wins by 20. We shall see about that one. I don't see that going down. I think the Bills might win by 20, to be honest. We shall see. I think Tua could easily get smothered. You couple it with jamming at the line of scrimmage, knocking their wide receivers off their route, and then our pass rush with Leonard Floyd, Greg Rousseau, Ed Oliver, who is second in the NFL with the highest pressure rate, 9 sacks last week against the best interior line that we faced this season. Buffalo Bills are going to get to Tua a lot more so than the Broncos. And, Bradley Chubb is on Miami Dolphins. The Miami Dolphins, all the hype is really their offense. But from what I saw during that Broncos game, it was actually a combination of offense and defense. Like, their defense is actually dramatically better than what it was last year. I was afraid of the Miami Dolphins defense last year because of how they appeared on paper. All these big names, all the success, a lot of great talent on that Miami Dolphins defense last year, but they couldn't put it together. So what do? They bring in a new defensive coordinator here, and you can clearly see that they are playing a lot more fundamentally sound defensively. So we worry about the Miami Dolphins offense, Tyreek Hill, Jalen Waddle. We don't know if he's going to be a go this game. There was another wide receiver that got hurt for the Miami Dolphins this upcoming week. We don't know if he's going to be a go. River Craycraft got hurt. We shall see if he's going to be a go for them this upcoming week. But again, that's what we got to do. Jamal says, I think Allen will be taking his check down, especially with Cook. Yeah. James Cook in the screen, slow down that pass rush from Bradley Chubb. The Miami Dolphins definitely have Christian Wilkins, Raekwon Davis. Jalen Phillips, too, is off to a hot start. An ex-teammate of Greg Rousseau at Miami. I mean, Emmanuel Ogbah, right? I mean, they got some definite pass rushers here. Andrew Van Ginkel, too. He's been there for a while. Jerome Baker is a fast linebacker. But again, their secondary, Xavier Howard versus Stephon Diggs. Diggs has gotten the most of Xavier Howard over the past few seasons. Eli Apple is there too as a cornerback that could match up pretty well. But I think the Bills have an opportunity to, 1, run the football, and 2, find some down the field receptions here, big chunk plays. I think they could definitely find some big chunk plays without a doubt. Darlinda says Miami is not going to play the same way they did the Broncos. They gave up. So true. The Broncos, yeah. I mean, you got to think too, they were so winded. That defense was out there for so long, and the Broncos offense did nothing. They did their defense no favors. This is going to be such a dramatically different game. And Miami too, offensively, they were forced to call so many dang plays. Like they were out there for so long against the Broncos. Maybe they're a little tired this week, and they just put so much tape out there for the Bills. Like that shovel pass that they started utilizing. I mean, they were way ahead in that game, and then they rolled out this play action shovel pass. I mean, they have that on tape now, and the Bills could easily prepare for that. I would have tried to stash that in my bag and not shown that until I played the Bills, because that, I mean, those are deadly. That is a deadly freaking play by McDaniels there. A play action shovel pass. I'm going to try and get on Twitter too and see if we could pull that up really quick. I want to just run through your comments, questions, get them in the chat there. Darlena says, run the ball, slow them down, help out our defense. I agree. Josh Allen, I don't see that. He's been really good after that first week. Really good taking care of that football. Megan says, take away Trey. It's a Trey day. It's a Victory Monday Trey day. That's right. Pick 6. Yes, for AJ Epinesa. That's right. It's just been great. Terrell Bernard, TB. I think, who thinks Terrell Bernard is going to get an interception against Tua? Who thinks we're going to get an interception on Tua? Terrell Bernard. I'm going to end the poll right now that we have. Are you guys celebrating Victory Monday, or are you guys onto the Dolphins? We got 66% that says they're celebrating. They're taking today and they're going to celebrate this victory. 5 turnovers versus the Commanders. Smothering performance by this defense. They're going to celebrate today. Josh Allen on fire. James Cook on fire. Doing some big time freaking things. But we got to answer another poll. We got to have, will Terrell Bernard intercept Tua? Answer that poll. Will Terrell Bernard get an INT on Tua this upcoming week? Will he get the hat trick? 3rd in a row for Bernard, it would be. Oh, man, are you kidding me? And you look at Terrell Bernard's stats, 3 career game starts at middle linebacker. He already has 2 interceptions. He already has 2 sacks. He already has a fumble recovery. And when you compare that to Tremaine Edmunds' entire career, his entire career, I mean, what, 4 seasons, 4 or 5 seasons? How many games is that? Like 50 games he's played or more, right? Tremaine Edmunds, his entire career, has only 6.5 sacks in his career. Terrell Bernard has 2 already. Tremaine Edmunds has only 5 interceptions in his entire career. Terrell Bernard, after 3 game starts, already has 2. I mean, and Tremaine Edmunds in his entire career never had a fumble recovery. Terrell Bernard already has one. So we're already seeing more production out of Terrell Bernard than Tremaine Edmunds. And 1, it's because he fits what we're trying to do as a team. And also 2, he's much better in pass coverage. And he is surrounded by talent. Daquan Jones, Ed Oliver, Greg Rousseau, Leonard Floyd. This front 4, the rotation on this defensive line allows our linebackers to fly around and make plays. And he's secured because he's got Jordan Poyer, Micah Hyde, Trey White, Christian Benford all around him. The Sean McDermott defense allows the middle linebacker to potentially be the best middle linebacker in the NFL. You look at Luke Kuechly, right? And the Pro Bowl after Pro Bowl years, Hall of Famer Luke Kuechly and Sean McDermott's defense. That's what it did. It allowed Luke Kuechly to play free, to use his instincts, to make plays, game-changing plays for the Buffalo Bills. And that is exactly what Terrell Bernard is doing for Buffalo here. Game-changing plays, a definite potential for a hat trick this week against Tua. Tua and the Miami Dolphins, they have not played us with 2 matchup linebackers. Clearly, we have evolved to be better against the Miami Dolphins' speed because we are much speedier at the linebacker position. Jamal Jones says, what about Hardy been used to take shots downfield? I know it's been a lot of short underneath screens, some jet sweeps from Hardy, nothing too crazy downfield. This could be the week where we send him on a streak, send him deep, send Hardy deep. Go deep, Hardy. Let's see something special. Steven, I haven't seen you in the chat in a while, man. Hope all is well. What's up? How you doing? Great job so far, man. Appreciate that, dude. Jamal says, Sean have film on the McDaniel offense. He's definitely got film. He's got film on it. We're studying it out right now. In-game adjustments are so crucial. And that's something I give Ken Dorsey and Sean McDermott so much credit. It's not even waiting until halftime. It's within the game. It's drive by drive. We're adjusting. We're reflecting upon the game and making adjustments during the game. And it's so huge. That is so huge. I feel like that's something that's been missing in Buffalo for a very long time. We're finally taking advantage of that. Daniel Gonzalez says Terrell Bernard is this year's X factor. He will be the cover middle linebacker to settle our defense down when we play teams like this. Well said. Totally agree. It's about giving Josh Allen more opportunities, giving this entire offense more opportunities to continue to run up that score and score points. The more turnovers our defense can get, the more opportunities Josh Allen will have to march down that field and run up that freaking score. And that honestly was the biggest problem with Tremaine Edmunds, is that he didn't do enough. Being surrounded by the same exact talent, he didn't do as much as Terrell Bernard has after 3 freaking games. I mean, that is absolutely insane. It's insane that Terrell Bernard is definitely the X factor for this Buffalo Bills defense. Huge. Game-changing plays. That's what it is. A turnover, game-changing plays. More opportunities for Josh Allen to score points. I mean, you do not want to give Josh Allen an additional attempts at scoring points. Darlinda says the Mafia was louder than them, I guess. Apparently, Sean McDermott said Buffalo's offensive line looking better every week. How the rookie linemen look so far. Osiris Torrance, Saibo has been balling out. I mean, what? Quinnen Williams, Jonathan Allen, Deron Payne. I mean, he's been served a full freaking dish, Saibo, and he's been holding his own, even getting a pancake on Quinnen Williams, his first one-on-one snap versus a Pro Bowler in this league. Saibo, Osiris Torrance slams him to the ground and gets a pancake. So that's all you got to know right there. Terrell Bernard absolutely killed it. It was a slaughter fest. I want the tuna. 2 of the tunas going down. We're going to squish that tuna. That's right. We're going to squish them great. Love the videos, bro. Keep it up. Appreciate you, Charity. You're awesome, dude. You've been following me for a while. Guys, Jamal, I think Bernard will get a fumble recovery. Could very well. He's just got instincts. He's got a knack for the ball. Always finding himself around the ball. Even his interception, his first interception, right? Daquan Jones coming in, getting the pressure on Jimmy Garoppolo. And Jimmy's like, oh my God, I got to throw it. And he throws it. And then Rousseau, his 6'6" frame, comes up, slaps it. Ball spins up. And Terrell Bernard just has a magnet, a feeling that he has inside him. And he's like, I got instinct. I know where to go. He like envisioned it before it was going to happen. And he freaking starts running, catches it for his first career interception. Absolutely huge. Absolutely huge. It's the agility, right? And years ago, I actually was able to ask Sean McDermott a question. And I said, Sean, it looks like you have a great eye for talent at the DB position. What is the most important trait at that position? And he said it's their ability to change direction. It's how fast they can change direction, like put their foot in the ground and change direction. So he's looking at defensive backs. He's looking at players in coverage situations that have a quick first step and quick break on the football. Tremaine Edmunds being 6'5", being tall, being lanky. It's very hard for those people to have short steps, right? It's hard to have a quick first transition step. That's why Tyreek Hill isn't 6'6", right? He's a little bit smaller. That's why Isaiah McKenzie and Nyheim Hines and Deontay Hardy is 5'6", right? You're quick, that quick first step off the ball. And I really believe that is something that Tremaine Edmunds lacked, and that is something that Terrell Bernard excels at. He's got a great break on the football. He's got more agility. He's got great hands. He's got maybe better instincts too. I mean, it's only week 3. We're still trying to feel this thing out, but we're doing an excellent job. And he proved that he can hold his own against the run. I mean, Brian Robinson, 70 yards rushing. But again, Taron Johnson forcing the fumble on Antonio Gibson. Josh Jacobs the week before, negative yardage. So maybe Terrell Bernard doesn't blow up plays against the run, but he does enough to hold his own against the run to clog up the gaps. And our defensive line is just great, is so great. Tremaine Edmonds had no break on the plays in Buffalo. Exactly. Tremaine Edmonds, the stat line for Tremaine Edmonds, 6.5 sacks in his career. Terrell Bernard already has 2 in 3 games. 1 forced fumble. Yeah, I mean, it's just insane. It's really insane. 5 career interceptions for Tremaine Edmonds. Terrell Bernard already has 2 in 3 game starts. I mean, you really just think about it. Think about it. Shaq Lawson will be in the mix too. Shaq Lawson really caused a couple of those turnovers. If you look at the tape, if you watch the game film, Shaq Lawson caused a lot of pressure and really forced one of the interceptions, and he was right there on that fumble. The defensive line really jammed them up at the line of scrimmage, clogged things up, and allowed Taron Johnson to come in and lay a hard hit on Antonio Gibson, who just dropped the ball. Yes. Yeah, I'm taking Bernard over Edmonds. And, the only reason why I'm saying that, Steven, is because Bernard fits our team. If you're going against, if your philosophy as an offense is to ground and pound, right, to utilize the run, to keep the game close, to try and steal and win the game at late in the game, right? You got teams like the Tennessee Titans, like even the Baltimore Ravens, even Chicago Bears, right? Kind of utilize play action, rely on the run. And Tremaine Edmonds is that. He is that type of linebacker, but we needed 2 coverage linebackers. In coverage, Terrell Bernard is a much better linebacker than Edmonds. That is without a doubt. Bernard reminds me of a lightly aggressive Troy Polamalu. Man, I love that comparison. He would always fly around diving. Him and his curly hair, you just see his curly hair flying, streaking across the field. You're like, who, what? Troy Polamalu, baby. He had so many interceptions, man. Troy in his prime. That was so fun. That was fun to watch. Yeah, that was a good days right there. Those are some good days. Jerome Bettis, Big Ben, all that. That was some good times right there. Oh man, Jerome Bettis was one of my favorites growing up. Charity says this is our offense now. Be patient with short throws and run the ball. We had to control the clock on Sunday against Miami. Yeah, I think you came in a little late, but we were discussing that. Long sustained drives, maintain that time of possession, give our defense a lot of rest. Micah Hyde even joked after the game again. He was like, man, he's like, I feel like I hardly even played. He's like, I feel like I didn't even play. He's like, I had to check my jersey to see if I had any grass stains on it. He's like, I felt like I hardly took a beating. This front defense is balling out of control. And also, this offense is having a lot of sustained drives, winning the time of possession, keeping our defense fresh. And you're totally right. We got to do that. We need to continue the balance of 12 personnel, 11 personnel, 13 personnel. We need to continue with the balance of Josh Allen under center compared to Josh Allen in shotgun. I feel like Josh Allen in years past was in shotgun way too much. And now Ken Dorsey's starting to evolve this offense. Josh Allen is starting to evolve as a quarterback too. I believe that is the one area that Josh Allen does need to improve. I mean, Josh Allen's got the strongest arm, the fastest ball to target ever recorded. He proved his accuracy young in his career. People saying Josh Allen's not accurate. Look at his completion percentage. Now he's got the highest completion percentage in the NFL statistically right now. So Josh Allen has all these things, his running ability too, his pocket presence, his field, his escapability. Josh Allen is already freaking the best quarterback in the NFL, but one area I believe Josh Allen can improve on is his play action, his under the center play action. Josh Allen in the RPO in shotgun, we would utilize the RPO play action, but it doesn't buy enough time. It delays things even more for the linebackers when Josh Allen is under center. It's a big time threat. I agree with Daniel. Jamal says, Sophia says, Bernard is playing just like he did at Baylor. They gave him a year to heal, bulk up, and learn the plays. Just watch. He'll keep playing like this. He'll be just good. Yes, one of my dad's best friends is a Baylor diehard fan. So I don't know, maybe we'll chat with him and get some inside scoop on Terrell Bernard. We shall see. We shall see. Terrell Bernard, awesome. Steven says, thank you, Matt, for the shout out. This is all well. Thank you. God bless you, bro. Excellent work, man. You were awesome. Appreciate that comment. If you guys are watching, hit like, subscribe for future content too. Dropping videos daily. Gonna start going live. Might go live at different times. I don't know. I gotta hear from you guys. Hear from you guys. Make sure you answer on that poll too. We're gonna end the poll here with Terrell Bernard in a second. But let me know in the chat what time would be best for me to go live at night. You want me to go live earlier? You want me to go live later? I mean, I could go live early in the day and later in the day, but really up to you. Just want to hear from you. What is Edmonds doing in Chicago? I see him on no highlights. No highlights for Edmonds. He's really not doing much. I mean, the Bears are not doing much. And Justin Fields is not doing that defense any favors at all. Yeah, I mean, Tremaine Edmonds has no stats. He's got no stats this year. And they lost their defensive coordinator too in Chicago, right? You guys heard the news, got like raided by the FBI, the defensive coordinator. It's just a lot going on. Kind of feel bad for Edmonds. You know, and one thing too, Sauce Gardner, I know this is totally out there, but Sauce Gardner, 2 interceptions last year, 0 interceptions so far in 2023. Talk about game-changing plays from Terrell Bernard and wanting game-changing plays. Sauce Gardner can't catch the ball. I'll tell you right now, that's huge. That's huge for the Bills. Sauce Gardner can't catch. You can be the greatest defensive back in the world, but he can't catch. He doesn't have those game-changing plays. Jamal says Taylor Rapp will help out in the game plan. Hey, I think big hits. You know, we always talk about momentum, swinging the momentum. And Josh Allen said it too. The interception that we threw, and we were classifying it as a punt once again. It was another 63-yard pass. They intercepted it, and they were down within their own 20-yard line. So we were like, oh, well, it's kind of like a punt. I know Josh Allen threw the interception, but it's kind of like a punt. But Josh Allen, after the game, said, hey, look, I know a lot of people are saying that it was like a punt, but there's momentum that gets involved in that. And he's so right, because when you throw an interception, that defense gets hyped up. They don't understand what you're doing. They don't care that you're considering it as a punt. They're getting hyped up. They think they just picked off your quarterback, and the momentum starts to swing. So we really need to pay attention to that and have momentum stay on our side. Taylor Rapp is a momentum type player, and this Buffalo big nickel that Sean McDermott has rolled out, if they start running it, Raheem Mostert or the Enchan guy that they just brought in, the rookie, a big hit from Taylor Rapp can swing momentum. Big hits swing momentum. Even in hockey, a big hit could swing momentum. A big hit on Tua could swing momentum. A big sack, right? Those are momentum changers too. It doesn't need to be forced fumbles. Doesn't need to be interceptions. A big hit from Taylor Rapp. That's what I'm feeling, Jamal. How about you? Jose says Edmonds just a slow reaction time. Yeah, I mean, I don't want to bash on Edmonds too bad, because I think he had the length, right? He had the reach. He could fill up large gaps on the defense. He was good at filling up holes. He's good. He's good in run support. And, you know, right now, honestly, he's probably better in run support than Terrell Bernard. But the fact is, Terrell Bernard's pass coverage ability is freaking way past Tremaine Edmonds' ability in pass coverage. So you account both of those things, and I think TB's the better linebacker, especially for us. He fits us. He fits what we're trying to do. Steven says Bobby will be a tough match, but Josh Allen 17 is simply too talented and powerful. Tua is one head injury away from, yeah, exactly. I know. He learned how to fall. He learned all these things, but Tua, he is small, and that is the concern about small quarterbacks. You know, and you look at Tyrod Taylor, okay? You look at the comparison between Tyrod Taylor and just Josh Allen, right? I was so nervous when Tyrod Taylor was here and he broke the playoff drought for the Buffalo Bills, but every time he ran, I feared he would get hurt. And he did. He got hurt a lot here in Buffalo and missed a lot of games. And it's because Tyrod's not the biggest. He's not the biggest framed guy. Josh Allen, why does he get to run it and never get hurt? It's because he's huge. He's the size of Cam Newton. Josh Allen. He's a big guy. He's a large. He's not going to get hurt. So shots on Josh Allen, he can sustain them. Whereas shots on Tua, he can't sustain them. And that's another reason why Tua doesn't like extending plays, because those are when the shots occur. Tua wants to get the ball. They want to be in rhythm, in timing, in this system type offense that they put together. A great system with Mike McDaniels, an offensive genius mind, and they catered all these weapons to Tua. It's very, very, very tricky. But I'll tell you right now, systems can be hacked. Systems can be hacked, and the Buffalo Bills could definitely hack this system. Let's see. We could hack it by pressing them at the line of scrimmage, not giving them a free release off the line of scrimmage. They're fast wide receivers. Jam them at the line of scrimmage as much as we can. Slow them down as much as we can, and time our pass rush with Leonard Floyd, Greg Rousseau, Ed Oliver, Daquan Jones, and bet that this defensive line, who has been unstoppable so far in 2023, will get to Tua. So if you guys want to bet on this game, you guys are betting on our defensive line getting pressure on Tua. And I'm betting on that. I am betting on that. If you have seen what we have done this season, 9 sacks last week against a pretty decent offensive line in the Commanders, come on now. Dalton Kincaid and Dawson Knox to take pressure off Diggs. The Terminator, Dalton Kincaid. We got the Dalton Kincaid Terminator t-shirt. I agree. Let's get these kids more targets here. Dalton Kincaid, a great, great outlet for Josh Allen here. It's just, we need plays, right? 9 different targets Josh Allen threw to. We're spreading the ball around. If you want to take away Stephon Diggs, we finally have answers. Last year, you took away Stephon Diggs. We didn't have another answer. We didn't know who to throw to. Gabe Davis was banged up with a high ankle sprain. He wasn't 100% himself. We didn't have anyone else to throw to last year. And now this 12 personnel with creative play calling at Ken Dorsey in year 2 with the Buffalo Bills. Man, are you kidding me right now? Daniel Jones, excellent comment. I'm sure many agree. Totally agree. I like that one. Bobby, too. Bobby says Miami 38-21. That's a high-scoring game right there. I don't see that going down in Buffalo. I'll tell you that much. Daniel Jones, excellent comment. Oh, that's right. Did Tua even get sacked this week, or was he getting the ball out too fast? Yeah, he was getting the ball out extremely fast, and the Broncos, I don't think they got a sack, to be honest. They didn't blitz. They didn't blitz at all. There was no blitzing by the Broncos. There was no jamming at the line of scrimmage. The Broncos literally gave the Miami Dolphins the dream defense that they would love to play against every single week, and they've made no adjustments. Sean Payton was so stubborn throughout that entire game, made absolutely no adjustments. It's like the defenders were playing zone, and the perimeter corners were just staying on their sides, and Tyreek Hill, they were just letting him have a day. Like, they were just having him fly around and do whatever he wanted. You got to press him at the line. You got to punch him right in the chest at the line of scrimmage. And if not, hit him on the shoulder, hit him a little bit, knock him off his route a little bit. How are you going to let Tyreek Hill and all these fast wide receivers off the line of scrimmage free? They were 15 yards back. They were giving them 15 yards space. The Broncos. Man, I'm telling you, just mind-blowing. Absolutely mind-blowing. Charity says Josh Allen is not the best quarterback in the league, bro. I love Allen. I get this argument all the time, and the only reason why I think that is because you got to couple it all together, right? I'm not saying that Josh Allen has the best arm. Josh Allen, Patrick Mahomes, to me, has the most magical freaking arm in the NFL right now. And I think wise, he's smart-wise. I think Patrick Mahomes, he's very smart. He knows how to take care of the football, probably a little bit better than Josh Allen. But what you have to do is couple this all together, right? You got Josh Allen's passing ability, but Josh Allen can also run with it. And that's something that Patrick Mahomes doesn't have, right? Patrick Mahomes can never run it the way Josh Allen does, like the hurdling, the stiff arming. So you add that both together, the dual threat that Josh Allen is, compared to Patrick Mahomes. That's why I think I got Josh Allen just ahead of Patrick Mahomes. But if you told me quarterbacks weren't allowed to run, if they had to throw the ball, man, I'd probably take Patrick Mahomes. So we'll see. Oh God, Steven, that's hard for me to admit right there too. Even at that, maybe we go live around 7 or 8 p.m. perhaps. I like that time. That's a good time. Appreciate that feedback, Steven. Sophia says, plus Josh just looks so perfect at quarterback on the field, a tall, athletic. Yeah, exactly. He's the best. Josh Allen's the best. Come on now. I love you, Josh Allen. That's right. Sophia, Diggs versus Howard is must-see TV. Diggs has definitely gotten the best of him over the years. He's definitely gotten the best of him over the years. But Howard, I don't know. It's like he's on and off. He's hot and cold a lot of the times. But Josh Allen, Stephon Diggs, get ready. Get ready. That's going to be huge. Bobby says Buffalo D going to be lost with all that eye candy. I know they do have a lot of eye candy, the Miami Dolphins and Mike McDaniels, and a lot of pre-snap motion and doing all these things. But, this is about dictating to the Miami Dolphins. I really think we are, as a defense, we're going to dictate to you. We're not going to try to let Miami dictate to us. We're not going to sit on our heels and let you guys do whatever you want. So we're going to send blitzes from different angles, from the left side, from the right side, from right up the middle. We're going to stunt with Greg Rousseau up the center and guard, right? We're going to press you at the line of scrimmage. We're going to knock your receivers off their route. And we're going to time our pass coverage with Trey White, Jordan Poyer, Micah Hyde, and Christian Benford, a much better team than you ever faced last year. We didn't have Trey White last year when we faced you. We didn't have Micah Hyde when we faced you. There were a lot of missing pieces. Christian Benford got hurt too. So I really think Sean McDermott's going to know what to do. And we've learned from our past on what to do. The Broncos gave you that game. They gave you that game. Outside of the Davis TD, we couldn't get anything going outside of Diggs. He was our entire offense with over half the yards. Bills fever. Yeah, but I know Diggs was definitely a big role in our passing game, but James Cook came away with 98 rushing yards. Latavius Murray and Damian Harris, they're doing just enough, keeping teams honest, running that football. So it's about spreading the ball around too. And Ken Dorsey even touched on this in his press conference interview here, Bills Fever, was that it's more important to spread the ball around. And what Josh Allen is doing is he's going through his progressions. They're not catering the ball to a single player on this offense. You might have different progressions on a single play, but if that player is not open, Josh Allen is going through his progressions. And Ken Dorsey even said it like, hey, look, it's not that we're catering the ball more to Stephon Diggs. Josh Allen's going through his progressions, and that's where the ball ended up going. So whether Diggs is just out playing and getting open and Josh Allen sees him open, or whether it's the scheme that's getting Diggs open, Josh Allen's just going to throw to the open receiver. So I think on a weekly basis, things could change. Got to see how the Miami Dolphins are going to play the Buffalo Bills here too. Jamal says, any key players Denver thinking about trading away? I guess Jerry Jeudy was on the trade block supposedly. But we'll see. Ken Dorsey needs to call run plays with all three running backs. Man, that'd be wild. That would be wild. I'd like that. I thought last week we would see Josh Allen in shotgun with a running back on his right and a running back on his left, and then having both those running backs and pass block, right? Because of the interior pass rush with Jonathan Allen and Daron Payne. I was worried about that interior pass rush, but Mitch Morse, Cybo, and Connor McGovern locked things down. Not even a sack, only one quarterback pressure. I mean, insane performance by this Buffalo Bills offensive line. Bobby Roberts says, doing all that blitzing, Tua going to break the passing record. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see about it. And Sean McDermott comes from the coaching tree of Jim Johnson, who was one of the highest blitzing defenses the NFL has ever seen. So we understand the aggressiveness behind Sean McDermott. We also understand why the Buffalo Bills parted ways with Leslie Frazier this offseason. It's because in crunch situations, when our backs were up against the wall in games, we played way too complacent. We allowed offenses to dictate to us, whereas we need to stay aggressive in those moments. It's scientifically proven in crunch situations when the human body is nervous, muscles don't fire as quick. Our anatomy doesn't fire as quick. You're actually slower. Your reaction time is slower because of the chemicals released in your body due to the nerves. So in order to get rid of that, in order to eliminate that, you need to stay aggressive. You need to dictate what your defenders are going to do on a single play. You don't have them read and react on that play. When your back is up against the wall, you don't have them read and react like Leslie Frazier would. You dictate, you blitz, you come up with a creative play defensively to dictate what your defenders are going to be doing on that play. And I think the Bills are going to do a lot of pre-snap disguise to confuse Tua. We're one of the best, if not the best, in the NFL. Sean McDermott, first time calling the defense here with the Buffalo Bills. That is another big difference the Miami Dolphins did not face in years past. And I'm telling you, Jordan Poyer, Micah Hyde, Trey White were all out last year, going against you. So they're all Pro Bowlers. They're all the best players on our team are back. I mean, come on, let's go. Daniel Gonzalez says, in Allen I trust. Shout out to my fellow Fresno County native. Oh my gosh, I love that area. Daniel, I just drove through Fireball, California from Buffalo, New York. So I drove across country this summer. I was just there in July. So I was just in Fresno, obviously, with Fireball, driving through the Cantaloupe Farms. I went to Josh Allen's high school, too. Flew my drone up over Josh Allen's high school. It's funny. We're building a new stadium here in Buffalo. You got the construction. I flew my drone over that, and then I go all the way to Fireball, and I fly my drone over the new stadium being built at their high school that Josh Allen is funding. So it's kind of funny knowing I look at my drone. I'm like, oh, man, my drone was flown in Fireball, California. It was flown here over our stadium. It's pretty sweet, pretty cool. I love Fresno. I love California so much, so much. Beautiful, beautiful spot. Raymond says, after this week, the NFL will notice the Bills didn't have a bad offseason like everyone and their mother was saying. Yo, great comment. I love that comment. Everyone in the hype was around the Jets. The team to beat in the AFC East are the Jets because they got Aaron Rodgers. They didn't even beat us yet. And then it was Tua. Oh, but Tua got hurt last year. If Tua didn't get hurt, he was one of the best quarterbacks in the NFL. They have Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle. They haven't even beaten us yet. Who made it further in the playoffs last year? Who won the AFC East last year? The Buffalo Bills. We did. And if anything, Raymond, like you said, man, we got better this offseason. We got better. Poona Ford in addition. James Cook in year 2. Latavius Murray, Davian Harris, Connor McGovern, Osiris Torrance, Dalton Kincaid. And the health factor. Trey White is back. Jordan Poyer is back. Gabe Davis doesn't have a high ankle sprain. Spencer Brown isn't dealing with the back surgery recovery, right? I mean, it's just like everything is pointing up. And Von Miller is coming back, Bills Mafia. Von Miller isn't even out there. Von Miller is not even out there yet. What do you think that is going to do? The best player in the NFL isn't even out there yet. Come on. Hope Josh can stay clean in this game. He's going to need to, and I am concerned about this Miami Dolphins defense. All the hype is about this offense, 70 points, but I'm telling you, the Miami Dolphins defense, they're playing a lot better than what they did last year. And that is another reason why they scored 70 points, because of the takeaways that they had against the Broncos. The defense really smothering the Broncos offense out. Bradley Chubb is a great addition for the Miami Dolphins. And I know they lost Jalen Ramsey early this year. Just imagine if they had Xavier Howard and Jalen Ramsey. I mean, that was a big loss for the Miami Dolphins. Jalen Ramsey was going to be a true threat for the Miami Dolphins, but obviously I believe he's out for the rest of the year, tearing his ACL, I think it was. what Tua could do, Allen can do better. That should be a T-shirt right there. I like that one, Jabal. That was great. Matt, thank you very much for going to California and flying your drone. The Kings, you were the autonomy. Kings, Bills Mafia, thank you for flying your drone over the new stadium. Thank you, Steven. Appreciate you so much. So unique. Very unique seeing Fireball, California, where Josh Allen came from. Honestly, it inspired me so much more. It inspired me seeing where Josh Allen actually came from. You know, they say a small little town, agricultural town, to understand that someone can be born in that area and become what Josh Allen has become. Man, it's so inspiring. That is really, really inspiring. It's really what you make of about this life and your opportunities. You know, you got to, like the Bills have been saying, be where your feet are, make the most, capitalize on every opportunity that you got. You know, you got to ball out. We got to ball out. Terrell Bernard is doing that. Josh Allen is doing that. The Buffalo Bills fan base is doing that, being louder than the Commanders fans in that stadium. Sean McDermott was telling the media, you got to talk about the fans. Why aren't you talking about the fans? He said. So we gotta just take a look here. I'm gonna try to pull up some of the Miami Dolphins highlights here. I just want to see if I can get this in here. And I want to show you that shovel pass really quick. Guys, get your final comments, questions, concerns in the chat. I'm going to do just a couple little highlights here. And I want to show you what is ultimately unfolding on some of these plays and why I believe the Buffalo Bills should be jamming them at the line of scrimmage. Trying to get some of these highlights. They should have highlights. Let's switch right over here, guys. Comments, questions, concerns in the chat. Let me know. We're going to hop over here on Twitter. Just want to show you guys some stuff here. Now, hopefully they have some of these highlights. Mike McDaniels, obviously 70 points scored. Absolutely crazy. We're going to get into some of these highlights. There was a lot of them, too, we got to say. So here, timeout. What I want you to do, look at them right now. Look at the Broncos defense and what I've been saying about jamming them at the line of scrimmage. All of the Broncos defenders are letting the wide receivers of the Miami Dolphins run freely off the ball. You got to play press. 3rd and 10 this was. 3rd and 10. And they're letting Tyreek Hill and they're letting all these fast wide receivers run freely on the ball. If I'm the Buffalo Bills, I'm having all of my defenders knock them off the route. You got to be at the line of scrimmage. You got to pop them off of their route. You know, there is no reason to allow that to happen right there. You know, I hope you guys could see what I'm talking about. I'm going to try and get something here for you. You guys could see, right? Right here. Look at the Broncos defender and look at the space. Broncos defender and look at the space. Broncos defender and look at the space. I mean, that is just insane. This guy, you need to be pressing these guys right here. They need to be pressed at the line of scrimmage. You got to knock them off the route right at the line of scrimmage. Cannot let them run freely. And of course, you see what happens. Huge tossing gain. You just let this guy who runs 4.3 40 all the way down the field so fast. Makes no sense. Makes no sense. But I want to show you the other shovel pass that is going on here. Just want to see, there should be a clip of it. But again, guys, get your comments, questions, concerns in the chat. We're going to be wrapping up fairly soon. I just want to show you that unique shovel pass that is going on. Here's one of them here. So this is what I was talking about earlier in the feed. This is an I formation play action shovel pass. And when we hear Sean McDermott talking about they're recreating offense as we know it, Sean McDermott flat out said that in his press conference. Mike McDaniels is reinventing offense as we know it. And it boils down to plays just like this. This is an I formation play action shovel pass. Look what happens to the defense here. This is insane. Okay. We'll play it again really quick. So you could see Tua drops back, play action. So the defense is thinking, okay, this is a run. They're running it to the left. Look at the linebackers all moving over to the left, right? They're pursuing to the left because they think it's a run. It's a run, but all of a sudden, no, it's a play action. Now the linebackers are like, oh, okay, well, it's going to be like a pass then, right? But then they also have Tyreek Hill bubbling around. He's right at the 10-yard line there. See him? They got him here. This guy is bubbling around, right? Right here. So the defense is paying attention to him, too. You could see what happens when what unfolds. Boom, a shovel pass on the inside and then comes in and scores. I mean, this is insane. The creative genius behind this play. I formation. Defense is like, okay, there probably could be a run here. Could be a run, right? But no. Oh, it's a play action. All right, we got to play the pass. Look at this guy. Even has his foot in the ground. So they could see him. He put his foot in the ground. He's like, okay, it was play action. I got to go back into pass coverage. So he's already taken a step back. This guy is actually paying attention to here. He's thinking, he sees the ball. Maybe I can hand it off to him, right? But what's he do? A shovel pass on the inside. Bam. For the touchdown. I mean, that is insane. Here we could see a different angle of it. See the I formation? They even have the drawing there, right? The defense is reacting to the run. Potential run. The potential run. And it's great, too. This running back, we're always talking about delayed routes, blocking first, then going out. The running back, after the play action, is there to chip that defensive end, to slow him down a little bit. Look at this. And he gets distracted. It's like a freaking RPO, run pass option. It's like an I formation, play action to the RPO, to like a delayed RPO shovel pass for a touchdown. Mike McDaniels is a dang genius. The dude is a dang genius. So when you hear Sean McDermott being concerned about the creative genius that McDaniels has, we're talking about plays like this. But we're also talking about having a much better defense than the freaking Broncos. Again, letting these guys run freely off the ball. Not one blitz. Not one blitz. Let's see this play too. Defenders are already back, but you can see it clearly on this play. Look at this. I mean, this is just insane right here. It's just insane. Way too much space. The Buffalo Bills need to press these guys. Look at the space that they're giving them. Look at the space. I mean, you're talking like 15 yards here. What are you doing? We got to press them at the line of scrimmage. Bills Mafia. Comments, questions, concerns in the chat. We're going to be balling out here. You guys are all awesome. I appreciate you guys all joining me tonight. We got Monday Night Football. We got a couple games tonight, Monday Night Football-wise. Victory Monday for the Bills. 5 turnovers versus the Commanders. Defensive line, offensive line, all balling out of control. James Cook, 2 yards short of 100 yards rushing. Terrell Bernard leading this defense. A Sean McDermott-led defense. 2 interceptions in 3 games already. 2 sacks in 1 game. Back-to-back weeks with interceptions. He's going for the hat trick this week, guys. He's going for the hat trick. Bills Mafia showing up proud in hurricane-like conditions in D.C. And apparently we were louder than them. So we got to be louder this week, Megan says. I completely agree. Oh, maybe. Get hyped up, Bills Mafia. We are going to squish the fish. Time to finally turn the page on the Miami Dolphins. Our 5 turnovers last week versus the Miami Dolphins, 70 points against the Broncos. I think it's going to be much, much different for this upcoming game. You couple everything that we discussed tonight. Sean McDermott, a new revamped defense with Leonard Floyd, Terrell Bernard, a pass coverage linebacker, the health of Jordan Poyer, Micah Hyde, Trey White is back. We got to do it. We got to take Tua. We got to make Tua extend plays. We got to make them feel Bills Mafia. We got to squish Tua, the tuna, and get this W, Bills Mafia. I appreciate you guys. Hit the like, subscribe button on the way out. Make sure you guys check the link in the description. The Dalton Kincaid Terminator shirt, long sleeve, and hoodie. We got it in red. We got it in silver. We got it in this blue color too. But I appreciate you guys. Megan, Sophia, Jamal, everyone joining me tonight. You guys are all awesome. The best fan base in the world. The best fan base in the world. I will check you guys soon. And go Bills.